In the late 1980s, a silent war was brewing, and it wasn't fought on a traditional battlefield. Instead, it unfolded in the shadows of major American cities, a high-stakes chess match between two of the most powerful criminal organizations in history, the Medellín Cartel and the Cali Cartel. This wasn't just a local dispute, it was a global power struggle that spilled over from Colombia into the streets of Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. While the world was captivated by the notorious and aggressive tactics of the Medellín Cartel, their rivals, the Cali Cartel, were playing a different game entirely. They were the ghosts in the machine, quietly building an empire through strategic alliances and sophisticated financial maneuvers. The Medellín Cartel, led by its infamous figures, expanded with brute force. Their strategy was clear: intimidate, overwhelm, and dominate. They pushed their product into American neighborhoods with a boldness that grabbed headlines and instilled fear. Their reputation for violence was their calling card, a tool they used to carve out territory and enforce loyalty. But while Medellín made all the noise, the Cali Cartel moved in silence. They operated less like a gang and more like a multinational corporation. Their leaders were known as the Gentlemen of Cali for a reason. They preferred bribery over bullets, intelligence over intimidation, and long-term planning over quick, flashy victories. This clash of styles created a nightmare for law enforcement. As investigators in U.S. cities tried to get a handle on the surging drug trade, they were caught between two completely different enemies. On one side, you had the explosive and unpredictable violence of Medellín. On the other, the almost invisible, intricate network of Cali, which was much harder to trace. The Cali Cartel's business-like structure allowed them to quietly infiltrate financial systems, creating a complex web of shell companies and laundered money that made them seem legitimate. They were masters of disguise, blending into the very fabric of the economies they sought to corrupt. This made them a uniquely dangerous opponent. As the rivalry intensified, American cities became the new front line. Every move made by one cartel was met with a calculated response from the other. If Medellín established a new trafficking route, Cali would find a way to intercept it or create a more efficient alternative. They turned to informants, secret deals, and coded communications, turning the conflict into a covert war of intelligence. U.S. agencies began noticing strange patterns. Unexplained shifts in local crime, sudden spikes in sophisticated financial fraud, and whispers of betrayal all pointed to a larger conflict happening just beneath the surface. It was a silent, deadly game where the prize was control of the billion-dollar American market. For law enforcement, it was like fighting a two-headed monster. They had to adapt their strategies, coordinating operations across different states and even seeking help from international partners. Surveillance was ramped up, and specialized task forces were created to untangle the complex financial trails left by the Cali Cartel. The pressure was mounting on both organizations. The global manhunt for Medellín's leadership made them increasingly desperate and erratic. Meanwhile, the Cali Cartel tried to use this to their advantage. They attempted to position themselves as the more reasonable, business-minded alternative, hoping to fly under the radar while their rivals took all the heat. But this polished facade couldn't hide the ruthlessness that fueled their empire. Beneath the surface, the war raged on. Old loyalties were broken, and new, fragile alliances were formed. The conflict pushed both cartels into unpredictable territory as they struggled to maintain their power without drawing the full, undivided attention of global authorities. Ultimately, the intense scrutiny proved too much. The constant pressure from a coordinated international effort began to dismantle both organizations from the inside out. The very strategies that made them so powerful, Medellín's aggression and Cali's secrecy, eventually became their biggest weaknesses. The fall of these two giants wasn't the result of a single raid or a dramatic shootout. It was a slow, methodical process of patient investigation, financial tracking, and international cooperation. The war between the Medellín and Cali cartels left a lasting mark, reshaping the landscape of organized crime and forcing law enforcement agencies around the world to evolve. It was a quiet war fought in the shadows, but its impact echoed across continents. A stark reminder of how two powerful empires rose to challenge the world and were ultimately brought down by their own destructive rivalry. Thanks for watching, and if you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history.